Welcome to Ngosti Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Ngosti Talk Shows, everyone. My name is Nomsa Clara Mbe. If it is your first time on our channel, please subscribe to our channel. And also we talk about all different subjects from all walks of life. We have coaches from all walks of life. So whatever you are looking for, you can go scroll down on our YouTube channel. You'll find everything that you are looking for. With me today, Carol Ann Cooper. Over to you, Carol Ann. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Lovely. Thank you, Nomsa. And good afternoon from London, UK.
Hi,
and
Raina. And Raina says good afternoon as well. Good day.
Good afternoon, yeah. And as the writing facilitator, what I do is I support women in becoming more productive with their writing by connecting them with their deeper innate ability to write. But more importantly, what they experience is free-flowing writing. They experience an unlocking of the writer within and getting their story written. And all of this has come about through my own journey of unlocking the writer within. And as I say, you cannot publish what isn't written. So it's getting it down on paper and helping women to shine through getting their story written. I can't hear you, Nomsa.
Sorry, somebody always disturbed me. Yes. So our topic today is how to let go of things from the past. Do you have anything that you're holding on from the past? Or are you struggling to forgive yourself? Or are you someone who keeps thinking about the mistakes that you made in the past? Or are you someone who is haunted by the past? Or are you someone who has a regret from the past? So today we will be talking about all those things and how to accept the decisions that you've made in the past. So Carol Ann, over to you. What did you think about when you saw this topic?
Oh, I thought, what a great topic, because it's like, yes, definitely. How can you let go of things from the past? Because they do haunt you. And it just brought back all the memories of all things that they just come back now and again. And it's like they taunt me. There are some things that are much stronger than others because I've worked on some of them, but they still sort of come back. But they can have such a huge pull on you. They drain your energy. And I'm sure people that are listening, I'm sure you can relate to this. Your mind just gets taken away and you're in that past experience. You're feeling the regrets, the shame, the emotion, the sadness, whatever there is related to that. And your whole body just energetically has no energy. And you end up not doing what it is you set out to do for the day. You're not very productive and you find yourself just maybe doing other things that you don't really need to get done, And, and so it's a downward spiral. So really it's important to catch yourself, to catch it and recognize what's happening. Because I know some of the things that haunt me from the past, at times, they have done exactly that to me. And I've just allowed myself to wallow in it. And wallowing doesn't get you anywhere. And it's something something about being able to move forward. I read something somewhere. I can't see it now. It's like in my eyes. This is the thing, when you're letting the past take over you, you can't focus. Your eyes shut down. You can't see properly or what it is you're looking for. And you don't function in the best way possible. So it's better just stop. Take a breath and bring yourself back into the present moment. Because this is reality right now. And I know I say it many times, it's about right now is all we have. The past is the past. You can't change it. The only thing you can change are your thoughts about it, your feelings about it. Because very often, if you're holding a grudge against somebody else, guess what? I bet they've completely forgotten about it. They're not bothered. They're not impacted by it. It's only you, you know. So who are you actually harming? Who's actually getting the impact of this? It's only you. So just stop. Bring yourself back to present. And one thing that keeps nudging me as we're talking is a regret that I have with my mum. And I wasn't there physically at the moment when she died. I wasn't able to be there. I was completely other side of the country, and she went into hospital. I managed to get a friend to be with her, and my sister-in-law as well managed to be there. But it just happened. In that moment, you don't expect it. She went in for a scan, and she stopped breathing. She died right there. But what was I keep having to remind myself and keep saying that, Carol Ann, you had the most incredible, powerful connection with her at the moment she did die. Because the moment she died, I knew, because I had a message from her and I was connected in that moment. And I lose that sometimes because I have to think, oh, I should have been there physically. There's that should that creeps in. But actually, I was there for her at the moment she actually needed me spiritually, and allowed her to pass on and move on. So I have to just keep reminding myself of that, reframing that, and that guilt, that should have message that I keep going back to. It's diminishing slowly over time, but it was quite strong in the beginning. So yeah, that I'm intrigued. There's a lot of other things that have come up as I thought about this topic, so I'll share other bits that as well. But what brought you to choose this topic, Nomsa? Because it's a great topic for us to discuss. Yeah.
Let me choose this topic is because I have worked on my past. There are some things like you were talking about. Basically, when you think about the past, it drains your energy. You feel regrets, you feel shame, and basically holding grudge against people, it basically doesn't help. It destroys your life. So I have been working on a meditation of basically, I know that I worked on my past. I've been working on my childhood meditation, and then I worked on my getting rid of the energy, bad energy in my past, which is exes, which is the things that I came across in my childhood, different things from all walks of different paths. So, and I know that some people might find it really, really difficult. Like you were saying, Carol Ann, holding a grudge, someone in someone's life or holding someone in your heart. For me, basically, I did mention before that I wrote my own book and I banned the book. My biography, I bent it, I wrote it and I finished it. It was 200 something words, everything about my life, and I burned it. That was my therapy. I didn't burn it straight away. I kept it and I burned it, I think 2020 or 21 during lockdown. So I burned it. And also when I was going through a separation with my ex, it was so hard to actually let go of the past, let go of something, because we had a beautiful daughter together, we had a beautiful life together, but I could not understand why a beautiful life can be stripped away from you just like that. But then I came to an understanding that I didn't have the knowledge at the time of how to run a relationship. So I had to do the same thing as well. I had to write a song, and I wrote a song. And when I wrote a song, I went and recorded my single. And after I recorded my single, it helped me really, really. My single is called Please Let Me Try. I'll take away your pain. Even now, I find it. It says, even now, I find it so. I came so far. I find it hard to live without you. So then it's called Please Let Me Try. I'll take away your pain and please let me try. I'll take away your pain. So that is my single that I recorded, and it helped me basically to actually move on with my life, because holding on to the past, it destroys you inside. Is actually I didn't feel the same like when I met my ex. I felt so different when we were going through separation, but it helped me to actually get rid and let go of the past, and now I have a good relationship with him. But some people can look at our relationship and I don't know if you saw the photos on my profile leaning down with somebody on my profile. That's my ex. I say good friends. Yeah,
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 nice.
so that's my ex. But some people may look at our relationship now and think that it was easy. It was hard. It was really, really hard. There were times where I would meditate and vomit, thinking of thinking about let go of the past. I would just throw up and throw up and throw up until I finally let go of the past. And when I did let go of the past, I had to deal with realizing that actually we are family. There was a decision that I had to make to say we are now family, and I can't fight this guy, and I can't fight my father's daughter, because I'll be fighting my daughter. And that is a difficult decision to make, to say, okay, I'm going to accept you as the family member, and we share a blood. We share our daughter, which is the blood of our daughter. So we share that child. So it was really hard, but I did it. Was it easy? No, it's a choice. So I don't know if you have ever gone through something, Carol Anna, where you have to make difficult choices in life, but those choices, when you are done, you look back and you're like, it makes sense. You basically, when I went through that process of healing, after I finished it, I didn't want to think about it anymore. I had to let it go of the memories. I had to let go, and I had to let him know that I can no longer fight you. You are part of my family. If you want to fight, you can go and fight somebody else, but not me.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because it there is no point in fighting, and being able to come to that place is a really great healing place. And I love what you said about you wrote your story and you burnt it. And this is what some people don't realize, that actually writing the story is really healing, and it doesn't always need to get published. It's something you can just write, keep for yourself, or burn, and actually burning something is very cathartic. And it's energetically, it's cleansing as well. So well done for doing that. And the song, I'd love to hear more of it. It's beautiful, because it is about that, letting yourself be free and to make that choice, about finding yourself, about being free to find who you are, is a difficult choice. And I know that I made that choice with a marriage of almost 24 years, and someone who I'd known a couple of years before that. So, been together a long time. We had 2 children, and I didn't really want to face up to that needed to happen. But I ended up having healing prayers on it. And unbeknown to me, the very next night, my husband did the same with the same person. We both sort of had prayers on it. So even though afterwards there was those regrets, and it's like, oh, should this happened? I was reminded that actually we did put up a prayer for this, and it gave me the strength to move forward. And he was a huge part of my family, and so I allowed that to continue, because I didn't want to take that away from him, because that was very special for him, and even for my parents as well. To still be able to have contact, other members of my family, still have contact, and that's okay, But it took me a while to come to terms with it, the fact that why could we not resolve it? And over the years, as I've been doing this inner work and this other training, and I've helped a few people, and it's impacted their relationship and helped them to actually stay together, I thought, why could I not do this? Why did this not happen for me? And so there was that regret, and that questioning, but it didn't make me feel comfortable. So when I started to realize that actually we weren't meant to be together, I actually realized at one point that I hadn't actually created the relationship that I wanted. All I'd ever put out there was that I wanted somebody to have children with. We had children, 2 fantastic girls, but I hadn't defined the relationship past that. And neither of us did. So we sort of got together and it just poddled along, really. So I think that there was anger, there was regrets, because we'd planned things, but we were always living in the future. We were always planning for the future, and really more to his retirement from his job. Well, I mean, this is in our 20s and our 30s. It's like, heaven's sakes, we're talking about something that's going to happen 20, 30 years later. That's what we were planning for. That's where we were talking. We were never in the present moment. And so I realized that if we hadn't parted company, I wouldn't have found me. Or I say that I wouldn't have been on the journey that I've been on. I might have found myself, because other things might have opened up, if that had been something that was there in that moment. But it just felt we needed to part company, and it felt the right thing to do. So I've been on this amazing journey since, and I can't believe that actually it's now 23 years later, almost as long as we were married, and yet this time has just seemed to have flown by. It's been so different, and I found me within that. And so yes, I can let it go. I've let it go, and it was what it was. We had great times, we had arguments, but we had two great children, and I've got some great memories, and that's what I go back to, and just let it go, because he's where he's at, I'm where I'm at. He lives his life, and he got remarried, and I'm happy. He's with somebody. I'm not. But then, yes, do I want to be? Yes, I do. But it's almost like there's other things that I need to keep working on in myself. If it happens, it happens. So you need to. There's a lot I learned from that. So it is about shifting your focus and learning from the experience. Because when I learned and realized that all I had put out there was that I wanted someone to have children with, I started to redefine the relationship with the man of my dreams, or who, the partner that I want. And then many years later, I realized that although I'd put the cornerstone of our relationship is being friends, that was first and foremost, I realized I hadn't defined friendship. What would that friendship look like? So again, it's being specific, because the universe, unless you decide, you define it and you're specific, it does give you what you want, but only to the point of, what you've asked for. So again, there's huge learning in there. So yes, there was a relationship it was a difficult choice. Did I handle it in the best way with the children? No, I don't think so. Because I was in my stuff, and so I think there's an experience that they had that maybe wasn't the best when we did part company, because I couldn't face up to it, what was happening. So there's a part of me still maybe holding on, but wanting and letting go at the same time. So what happened is what happened. All I can do now is move forward. All I can do now is talk about it, heal it, put it in the past, and move forward. And put a different spin on it, to move forward. So yeah, so that's my experience of a difficult choice and moving out of a relationship.
I like it, Carol Ann, when you say you didn't define a relationship. All you wanted was someone to have children. And I think that's why relationships nowadays don't last, because women, it seems, to want a man that can give them children. Basically, they want to have kids. They don't have a personal vision written about what they want in that marriage and stuff. They just want somebody to put a ring on it, like Beyonce says, put a ring on it and have children, and that's it. Once they have children, once they are married, and that's it. The life can, there is nothing going on. So it's just work and going home and coming back, and just having that boring life. And because they've got what they wanted is just to have kids, and a few years down the line they get bored, and then that relationship is broken. It gets broken because they are bored, and both they end up saying, this is not what I signed for. But imagine if you had written your goals in that relationship, if you were a good match. And when you say you were not a good match. And I'm glad that you managed to realize when you couldn't resolve problems that actually me and my husband, we are not a good match. But you managed to raise your children, and then you managed to have that courage to just to say the truth about your life, about your marriage, and say, this is what is going on in my marriage, and I'm not going to let it go on. Some people will let things go on until they actually die through stress, through depression, but you manage to have that courage to say, my relationship is not working. This is not what I want, and I'm going to change it. And you did change it. And this is the problem with our generation. And for me, basically, when I meet someone, when I meet women like who are over 30, all I hear is, I'm running out of time. So I'm like, let's go running then and see whether life can catch us. Like, I'm
Oh,
running out of
lovely.
time. I want to have kids, but I'm running out of
Go
time.
run.
And also, you know, when you meet someone, and this is what I've learned, when you meet someone, even though you want to have children, if they want to have children, first that person wants to enjoy having a relationship with you before having children. It's like when people meet, then it comes the annoying subject. We need to try for baby because I'm running out of time. I'm 30. So I was talking to this girl, and she said to me, she's running out of time. She feels that she has to find someone. And the one that I was talking about last week, that I'm running out of time, I said to her, you need to get rid of this running out of time, because that is causing a block in your life, not to find somebody. But if you say, okay, universe, tell God, I said to her, what do you believe in? Tell God, or whatever, the universe, what you want. Stop saying, I am running out of time. I said, let's go and compete and see who's going to win the race of having a baby. It feels like when somebody says genetically, I'm running out of time, it feels like a race. It doesn't feel right, even to God, because for me, basically, I believe that if you haven't got a spouse and you want to have children, I believe that you can actually get that man that you want, to get the woman that you want. Because if you believe that you are running of time out of, or you are running out of time, and you've not had kids, and you are in your 30s, and this girl, she's in her early 30s. So I was like, I can have a baby in my 40s, but it won't be the same. But I can still have children if I eat health and I look after myself. And I believe that I can have children. My grandmother had my dad. My dad is the only child with my granddad and my grandmother. And the doctors told her that she will never have children. And she was like, okay, I would never have children. But she had my father, and she named it Witness. My father's name is Witness. And she was actually testifying that it doesn't mean that when the doctors tell you that is the truth, that's what they tell you. And when you believe in God and believe whoever you believe in, you will get the things that you want in life. And she basically, she kept telling me the stories over and over and over and over. And for me, it was amazing. And I still believe that, like, you've gone through the challenges, I've gone through challenges of my own, but we both managed to say, you know what, this is not working, but we're going to change our situation. There's some women and men out there who have done the same, which is amazing. And there are some people who have been rejected. So what would you say to those who are holding on to the past and those who have been rejected by their exes and they are holding on to the past? And when they talk about their exes, like they want to kill them.
Oh gosh, holding on to the past. It's, I would say, what's the reason you're holding on to it for? Explore it. What is it giving you? How is it serving you in actually holding on to the past? What is it that's stopping you from moving forward into your future? And maybe there's a fear, because I know that for many years I knew that really my ex-husband and I, it wasn't working, but my fear was
Why
I
have
didn't
you
think
got
I could
echo?
cut. Sorry,
Why have you got echo?
I don't know. Have I?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Have you, even with your thing off?
Yeah, do you want to come back and come out?
Okay, I will see.
Echo is really, really bad. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. So Carol Ann she'll continue with the conversation when she comes back, and we're basically talking about accepting the past and accepting that you don't have control. There's some things in life that you don't have control. Do you want to try again and see if it works?
Is it working now? Is that better? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Is your echo cancellation on?
It was all right just now, so I've changed nothing. My settings. I've changed nothing since we've been on, and it was all right when we started. Shall I just go out completely and come back in?
Okay.
I'm going to go completely. Won't be a minute.
Okay, I don't know why it's so bad. So we're talking about the past, that there's some things in life that we don't have control over, and if you've been hurt before and you're struggling to let it go of that past, and you have a choice basically to let go of your past and set yourself free from that pain. And okay, let's see what Carol Ann. You okay now?
Is that better? Is that better? Or is it still echoing? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Take your earphones off and then back on. Or if you got earphones,
Yeah.
you want to take them out and then put them back on?
No.
Unplug them, then plug them back.
Is that better?
I don't know.
Oh dear, what happened?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
That's strange.
Very strange.
And I was like, what was I talking about? It's like, okay, something came in and went, not talking about that anymore. Holding on to the past.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I asked a question, and it's like that energy came in to cut through that. And so it's recognizing what actually is stopping you from moving on. What is it that you're holding on to, and how is it serving you? And what is it you're getting from it? Is there a fear of moving forward? And that's right. That's what I was saying. My fear of actually calling it a day with my ex-husband was that I wouldn't be able to survive on my own. And here I am, 23 years later. I survived, more than survived. You know, I've managed, I've got through. But that was a real fear for me, that I wouldn't be able to survive. I would not be able to, because he used to be a policeman. And I used to think, oh, I can't look at policemen again in the same way because I'll think of him. It's like, what? And I love what Anthony Robbins says, actually. We're not experiencing life at all. We're experiencing our minds. And it literally is in your mind. It was a thought I had, and it ruled me. And once I'd let that go, it was like, well, how crazy is that? And I was able to let that go. So yes, I can look at policemen now. It doesn't remind me, it doesn't bother me. in the way that I thought it would. I used to think, oh, I can't go through all that, that getting to know somebody again. Oh, that's too much hard work. I can't do that. It's taken me all this time to get to know him. I can't go through that. It's like, that's crazy as well. Because actually what I realize now, that's the fun of actually getting into a relationship, is having that exploration. It is that finding out. It is that getting to know somebody. It's not an effort. It's not a chore. It's not something that you can't do. It's something you can do. And I realize that now. So what is it that you're actually putting out there that is stopping you from moving forward, that is holding you on to, that you're, find the words. Again, distraction from it. What is the reason you're holding on to the past? Answer that question. And then deal with that. And if you find that that is hard to do, reach out. Get some expert help, some professional help. Any one of us here can support you in actually reframing it, releasing it, forgiving. And it is about coming to forgiveness, a place of forgiveness, forgiving them, but more importantly, forgiving yourself. Because very often there's something that you're making yourself wrong for. So forgive yourself. And yeah, let go. Let go. Because your past does not equal your future. Again, it's something that Anthony Robbins says. So just because whatever happened in the past is there, your future is different. But by focusing on it, that is what you pull into your future. Because, as they say in The Secret, what you focus on is what you end up getting. So let go of it. Redefine what you want for your future. Create a vision for your future. And put all different modalities into it. Not just a picture, but what are you going to be hearing? What are you going to be saying? How are you going to feel? What sort of colours are there going to be around you? Who's going to be around you? What sort of people? What are you going to be doing? And what are you going to be experiencing? Put all of that into your vision of what you want for your future, your ideas for the future. And just allow that to unfold. Put it up there as a prayer, and then keep meditating on it and refining it. And every time part of it comes to you, remember to have gratitude and say thank you. And it is about being grateful for what you have got already. So if you're sitting going, worried about the past or not letting go, come into the present and say, what can I be grateful for right now? And what else can I be grateful for right now? So certainly, what does this feel like when you're holding on? How tight is that? How does your arm feel? How does your body feel when you're holding on? If you can let go, just breathe and let go. Breathe and let go. What happens to your body? What happens to your mind? And where are you? Are you here or are you in the past? So, where are you, Nomsa? You've disappeared. So again, once you actually work on yourself and you clear what's there, those people will just disappear. And if they come back, your relationship is different with them. So have you experienced that? Like you said, so with your ex-husband, things changed. The relationship changed. I can hear an echo.
Okay, can you hear the echo?
I couldn't hear it with you. It's gone now. It's gone. I don't know what happens. Okay.
Dick? I disappeared. Was I there? I disappeared. I had to go out and come back because my camera was, I pressed something, so my camera wasn't allowing me to. I like it, Carol Ann, when you actually talk about the things that are holding us back. I was writing my notes and basically like my picture that I have with my chains, those chains represent the things that I had to break in my life. They represent me, fear, it represent fear, the chains of fear, it represent the chains of regret, it represent the chains of shame. When you are in a relationship for a very, very long time, and I was with my ex for 9 years, and if things don't work out, then you feel ashamed. You feel that people are going to judge you. If you don't have knowledge and you don't have confidence within yourself, those are the things that you feel when you're going through your past, and you have to identify the triggers of those feelings and those thoughts and those negative emotions, and think about what is triggers when they come, and you have to be able to define what triggers all those things. What do you really want in life? Do you want to hold on to that past? For me, basically, it was to let go of the memories that I had with my ex, to let go of the places that we visited, for me to create a new chapter. When I'm saying let go, I'm not saying you cannot remember the places. It's nice to remember the places with joy, without anger, without any grudge. Like when you remember the things that you've done in the past, when it brings joy, when it brings happiness into your life. So it basically, it does help, but if it doesn't help, it becomes those chains, they become your identity, it becomes your character. And for me, that's who I became. And I became a follower. I became so many things because of people who hurt me back then, and because of the things that were done in my life to me by people. And letting go, it was something that I wanted to, but I didn't know how. I wanted to, and it took me a long time. I went to 4 psychologists or 3 psychologists just to get rid of my past, and they didn't get through to me. It was the last time when I had to go through. I had to fast because I'm a Christian. I had to go fasting for 40 days because my life was messed up. When I'm saying my life is messed up, I had money, I had a beautiful child, I had everything that I wanted, but inside I wasn't happy. So I had to go through that fast. I had to face the pain. And I had to, instead of going around and blaming people, I had to learn to go through it. It did hurt. So I'm not saying it's fun. The healing process, it hurts because there are some times where you're gonna have to face the truth. You're gonna have to face that it wasn't your fault. You're gonna have to face that you've made the wrong choices. For me, I had to face that. I asked God to give me a good relationship, marriage, and He did. But I didn't know how to. All I focused was a man who's got a job. I need this man. I need to have I need to have children. I need to buy a nice house and nice cars. I need to have a nice job. Those were my focus. But then if you don't have the knowledge of how to live your life, leading that life, being a mentor, I'm a woman in my relationship. I'm a mentor. I'm a provider. I am basically, I give life to the list goes on. But I didn't know how important I was in my relationship. And I didn't know how important I was to God, that He gave me life. And for me to look after that life and look after Nomsa and embrace my life and having the gratitude about my life, I didn't know how to. And it's something that I had to work through. You have to walk through the healing, and you have to basically think about your purpose, why you are here on earth. Are you here just to give your life to somebody else? Because when you're holding someone like Carol Ann at the beginning, you said the person that you're holding grudge, they've moved on, they would have moved on, they would have been doing the things that they love to do, and you are still holding on to pain. So for me, it was that time where I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I had to let go, and I did. But now I don't want to go back there. I cannot go back there. I can tell you that I cannot go back there. I don't know how you feel, Carol Ann, about the past. Would you like to go back there to work? Because when I speak to you, you are like this, Nomsa, do this, do this. You're giving me advice of freeing myself, of having this living in the present moment without blaming myself. But if you feel the way you feel, would you go back to the past?
No. Would I do it all again? I've learned from it. Would I do it all again knowing what I know now? Probably not. I don't know. You can't, because you're not there. There's no point speculating. So I think that's it's not a useful exercise. But certainly no, I don't want to go back there. When I think back there, it's dark because my thoughts, I realize how much anger there was in me. I can't believe it. I just thought, I never realized how much anger there was. And now I do. And it's like, well, why? Why did I have so much anger? It's crazy. So that's all gone. So certainly not, moving forward all the time. And something that Steve Maraboli says, letting go means to come to the realization that some people are part of your history, but not part of your destiny. And they were meant to be a part of your life. And it's accepting that. So it's having acceptance of what happened without making it wrong, without judging it, without letting any emotional regret or anger take over. Accept it. If there is any emotion there, work through it. Learn how to work through the emotions and come to a place of forgiveness, come to a place of peace and acceptance. And that is just, to come to that place is really quite profound. And through a lot of the work that I do, and in particular the journey work that Brandon Bayes, that she pioneered, having trained with her and trained as a journey practitioner, is one of my many trainings that I embarked on. You come to a place of forgiveness and healing and peace, and the peace and stillness within you and acceptance and learning and understanding is quite profound. That your whole body, you just feel relaxed, and it's like, wow. And you can then see the past for what it was. You can learn the lessons that are there to be learned. And that's the important thing, is learning the lessons. Letting go doesn't mean that you don't care about someone anymore. It's just realizing that the only person you really have control over is yourself. Something that Deborah Reba says. And it's recognizing that you can't control other people. And I think that's a problem in a relationship. You're always trying to change or control the other person. The only person you have control over is yourself. So in moving on and letting go, one of the things is actually working on your own personal growth. What new skills can you learn? What new tools can you have? Is there a new career or new business that you want to open up? New hobbies to take on? Because you'll start meeting new people. It gives you a different focus, and it helps you to stop thinking about the past. Because if you're learning new things, your mind is elsewhere, and that is that's a more powerful, empowering place to be. And I've really come to learn and realize that it is about you keep learning. And I've always enjoyed learning new things, and I've always been very ambitious. And I remember my ex-husband always used to say to me, "You're too ambitious for me." You're too ambitious for me. And I felt it was something that was wrong. And I've now come to realize it's just I just wanted to learn more. I wanted to keep pushing myself, try new things, and keep moving forward in a different way. So was I too ambitious for him? I was ambitious. I was more ambitious than he was. I supported him to get him where he got to, and I just then had to move on because I had something else that I knew inside of me wasn't satisfied, and that I had to move on and find out. So yes, just allow those negative feelings and emotions to flow, because it's not about suppressing them. If you find yourself feeling them, anger, regret, sadness, whatever it is, embrace it. Be with it and be an observer of it rather than letting it take over your whole being in that moment so you lose yourself in it. Observe it, expand it, feel it even more, welcome it, and then just notice what's in the heart of it. And you just keep dropping through and each of those emotions, and just the more you can be present to an emotion, the easier it gets to just drop through each layer until you come to that place of peace, blissfulness, stillness, whatever word works for you, you know. And because if you try and hold on and suppress the anger or that negative emotion, that's where illness comes in, because you're forcing it to stay in your physical body. It can't go anywhere else. And that's where you then have illness and disease coming in. And your immune system is compromised. It can't fight illnesses. So just heal your body, heal the past, let go of the past, and become present, and recognize that there's nothing to fix. It's just about the healing process and the learning process. And as you said, Nomsa, definitely agree. What is your purpose here? Really keep getting in touch with what's your purpose. Because the more you can stay in touch with that, that's what drives you. That's what will keep you going. So there's also something about creating empowering rituals. What sort of rituals do you have that help you to keep going? Because it could only need to be small things, but if it's done consistently over time, that leads to massive change. So do you have any rituals that support you on a daily basis?
For me, basically, I meditate and I pray and I fast. When things get tough, I can go 90 days fasting. So, yeah. So when things get tough, because life does get tough. And if I really feel that I'm feeling down and I feel that I need to connect with my inner being, then I'll go on and on and on and fasting. Or sometimes I just fast 2 days a week. It has to be consistent, and that's all I can say for those who are Christians. That there's so many things that goes on around the world. So if you say you're a Christian, there will be people that are going to challenge you, and mostly the signs of uh, holding on to your past, and also is depression. When you find yourself like you're getting depressed all the time, you're getting anxiety, you have to check in with yourself. Why uh, you what are the triggers that depression? If I can tell you that if you had met Nomsa 2008, 9, and this Nomsa that you meet now, I I don't get stressed anymore because I don't see the point. I don't have control. God, the universe, has control over my life. I don't know what is written in my book of life, but the only way for me to get it, to see what is written in my book of life, is to cry out and pray and accept me for me. The past, the people that I've met, there's something that I've learned, as Carol Ann was saying. I've learned something from that past, good or bad. People have taught me something, and I have courage, I have strength to go on. Which before I will be like complaining, I'll be blaming, I'll be going for coffee, listening to people gossip. I've never gossip. I don't like gossip anywhere. Listening to people gossip and getting into the conversation and doing all sorts. But now I don't. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. But I'm aware of my shame, of my past. I'm aware of my present moment. I am aware of what's going on, and only God can actually help me to go through and connect me with the right people that can help me to get to where I need to go. So that's all I can say to you, that basically I'm taking Carol Anne's advice. See the past for what it was. You can't go over it. You can't go hide it under the cupboard. You can only go through it. You can only go through that past and come on the other side with the freedom, healing. It's beautiful. The feeling is beautiful. I don't know how to explain it.
Absolutely, it's a great feeling, and I love what you're saying about you have to go through it. And that reminds me of a beautiful children's book called "We're Going on a Bear Hunt."
Oh yeah,
And
that book.
yeah,
Yeah,
going on a bear hunt. I'm not
yeah,
afraid. Got and I keep meeting with obstacles. So like, there's this tall grass, and you can't go over it. You can't go round it. You can't
yeah,
go under it. You've got to go through it. So it's like shh,
yeah,
shh, 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 shh. And you get to the other side. It's like yes, and it's all these little obstacles that they end up having to go through. And yeah, it's beautiful. And yeah, they find a cave and they find a bear, and it's like running all the way back, but you've got to go through all the things going back. But it is that whole, the point is you have to get through it, and you can get through it, because what I've also come to realize is that the universe, God, or whoever you think, doesn't give you anything that you don't have the resources and the ability to get through. And that's something, when I realized that, that's what's helped me keep going. As tough as it may have been, or as tough as things get, it's like, okay, I've been given this, I can get through this. I'm never given anything that I don't have the resources to get through. And it's also remembering that those resources are not necessarily you alone. Resources are other people that you've come to know,
yeah,
as well as the skills and techniques that you've learnt along the way and the lessons, but it's people that you've come to know. So reaching out and asking for support and to help you move forward. So do recognize that, because that really helped me and still helps me even now. So it's nice to remind myself of that. Yeah. So
Yeah, you were saying, Carol, you were talking.
the one thing is, I keep saying about shifting your focus, shifting your thoughts, shifting your, your emotions. The other thing is shifting the focus from yourself to other people. Don't make it all about you. So maybe giving back, or just smiling at somebody that you meet in the day, just giving a smile. Maybe just listening to somebody, giving some of your time. That's really powerful, and that's great. You don't have to give money all the time. There are other things that you can give. So how can you support other people? What other things could you do for someone else rather than thinking about yourself all the time? So give back. Find something you want to serve that is greater than yourself. Is another way of helping you to let go. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol Ann. As Carol Ann said, please reach out if you want to. And we are here at Ngozi Talk Shows Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. And join us, find your own voice, and lead from within. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless.